Hello, ladies and gents. This is a really interesting turn of events here. I guess. But I guess we could all probably see this coming, let's be honest. Twitter has gone on a weird meltdown. And this one specifically pertains to Gina Carano, but I'm very much certain that it won't be just her. There'll be a lot of other people as well. But basically, Twitter has added a sensitive media warning to Gina Carano's account to protect users from violent, hateful, or adult content. Now, look, I know a lot of people find Gina Carano attractive, but I'm fairly certain she's not plastering her clan all over Twitter, let's be honest. I'm sure many people would appreciate it. Many people would. But she ain't doing that. So I don't think there's any adult content in that respect. Violent and hateful? I haven't seen any. I've seen a centrist standpoint, looking at modern day partisan politics. I guess maybe that pertains to violent and hateful nowadays, but it's interesting nonetheless. So we're going to dive into this today, because why not? Let's have a look at the modern state of media. And this is important stuff, because of course, this is an individual that has been in pop culture lately. If this happens to a fairly centrist, I'd say a fairly apparent centrist. Anyway, it could happen to anyone. And it's important to highlight these things when they do happen. What's the old saying? Like, if good men do nothing. Something along those lines. Anyway, so that's what we're going to take a look at today. Prior to that, I do just have to let you know, hey, I've got my Blu-rays for sale down below at my website, productionhfilms.com. You'll find a link. It's a limited edition Blu-ray with an hour-long documentary of the making of Blackfield, behind-the-scenes interviews, discussions, footage, etc. The soundtrack is available only on that Blu-ray, along with concept art and behind-the-scenes stills, along with the film Blackfields, which I did actually release on the channel. So, got to say that at the start of these videos now. It's only available from April 3rd, so we're 3 days into that now, until May 3rd, when orders will be cut off. It will never be sold again, because Blu-rays are a pain in the backside to make, if you're an indie filmmaker anyway. So let's go. Let's check this out, ladies and gents. So, first things first, before we dive into it, what do you think about Gina Carano and the situation? I'd love to get that question out of the way. What do you think about it? Because I've done videos on this, and it is fascinating. A lot of people have just been repeating the media narrative of she did like anti-Semitic views and things like that. She compared this person to this person. And all of these things. And I feel like that is indicative of a current day civilization. Just reading headlines. It's that sort of cropped in approach. You know, it's like, oh, well, we'll just crop in. You can't see the full picture. We'll just soundbite. It's soundbite news, isn't it? Soundbite news. Well, just read the headline. There you go. That's all you get. And that's what people take their views from nowadays. Smart. Not that smart. Because if you went and looked into it yourself, there will undoubtedly be some people that don't have the capacity to change their views on those things. But I think a lot of people, you know, if they did actually take a look at it, will probably go, hey, why is the media saying this then? That doesn't make any sense. That's not what she actually said. Hopefully, anyway. So let's dive into it, right? So the corporate bullying has begun again with Disney. Has now come to social media, as Twitter has bafflingly added a sensitive media warning to the account belonging to former The Mandalorian actress Gina Carano, claiming that it violates the site's policy on violent, hateful, or adult content. Alright then. As discovered over the weekend of April 3rd, users who either do not follow the actress or have chosen to have potentially sensitive material marked by the platform are now met with an alert reading caution. This profile may include potentially sensitive content when attempting to access her public timeline. And I find this fascinating, because Twitter has some of the most disgusting things on it. And we're not talking about politics, like we're talking about heavily adult material on Twitter, and they're fine with it. They don't remove like horrendous stuff. And what I'm talking about is obviously I literally can't even say it. Children doing horrendous things. There's an awful lot of disgusting stuff on Twitter that has been noted by many, many people over many, many periods of time, and Twitter's response to it is, doesn't violate it. There was even reports of children who have been like they were basically explicitly filmed and things like that, and they've gone, this is on there, can you take it off? And they've gone, no, because it doesn't violate the terms. And you're like, what? Even the complainants, you know, the people actually making the complaint of the people within the material couldn't take it down. And you're like, okay, doesn't that form under like some kind of like hate porn or something, things like that? Isn't that against people's policies? No, right, or fine. But they're lumping Gina Carano in with that. How's that anywhere linked in any way, shape or form? So strange. So anyway, according to Twitter's support page regarding their sensitive media policy, this warning is affixed to accounts which share violent, hateful or adult content within areas that are highly visible to Twitter. Given that the actress has never posted anything that could even be remotely considered violent or adult, one can assume that her account was penalised under Twitter's restrictions on hateful content, which prohibits the sharing of any logo, symbol or image that has the intention to promote hostility against people on the basis of race, religious affiliation, disability, sexual orientation, gender identity or ethnicity, national origin. It's interesting. I get called a limey bastard quite a lot on Twitter. Well, no, it's not quite a lot. I have done. But that's my national origin. Ooh, that's hateful. So anyway, yet the application of this label to Carano's account appears to be disingenuous, if not outright falsehood, as at the time of writing, the actress's feed features nothing related to hate of any kind. And that's the thing, she doesn't. In fact, at the time of Twitter's marking, the most recent posts in Carano's feed were 2 retweets, one from comedian Larry the Cable Guy and another from retired MMA fighter Tim Kennedy, and one meme. Though all of these posts criticised the proposed implementation of vaccine passports, none of them featured any hateful content. I don't see the issue with openly criticising these things. It's very strange when people want to shut down that level of speech. Like, what? Very, very strange. Anyway, so given the sharp divide between her feed and the general accusations levelled against her by Twitter's sensitive media policy, it should come as no surprise that as of writing, the exact content which resulted in her account being marked as sensitive remains unclear. And this is the thing, it just seems, I mean, this seems like abuse, right? It's targeted harassment. That's what it seems like. And again, Gina Carano, like a boss, is just like, in response to these actions, Carano posted a selfie saying sensitive content. What a boss. What an absolute legend. But anyway, look, we need to talk about these things. And I know some people would say, yeah, but it's not a movie, it's not a movie review, etc, etc, etc. And I get that. I get that. But this is permeating pop culture because it stifles people's ability to just be normal. You know? Now, these people are not saying anything untoward. And it's essentially, if you don't toe the line, then you get booted off, which is a shame anyway. And I've always said I understood Disney's approach to essentially representing themselves, right? If you represent us, you can't say these kind of things. It's like a contract clause. Conduct contract. I get that, but you have to apply it universally. And that's where it becomes a problem, is that universal situation. So whatever, I thought I'd do a video on it anyway, just because I wanted to discuss it. But let me know what you think down below in the comment section. If you're new here, do hit subscribe. Thanks so much for watching. Take care.